Hey guys, welcome back to the Parky and Leslie podcast. I'm Parky,
And I'm Leslie.
and we're back for episode 3. We just want to thank y'all again for everybody that's listened, followed the Instagram, the YouTube channel. We're just so thankful for everybody that's listening and supporting us so far.
Yeah, it's so fun and it's just very rewarding. Do we have any housekeeping this week?
Okay, this one's super random, but anytime I think of just something throughout the week, I'm like, the podcast needs to know. I was just thinking about, I think we've talked about this before, but whenever you learn like a new word or like you meet a new person, um, you'll see that word everywhere or you'll see that person's name everywhere just because you're more aware of it. Not that it like means anything or
Right.
like that it's popular. It's just that like you're now aware of it.
hmm
And I don't know, I've just noticed that a lot more lately. I don't know. That's super random. But yeah.
Should we talk
Anywho.
about Big Brother? Because we never talked about the
Yes.
ending.
Okay, so I now know who won. For those of y'all that watch Big Brother, Jag won the
hmm
25th season. And I'm like, I'm happy about it, but I'm not like thrilled.
That's exactly how I feel.
Yeah. So like I'm happy that it wasn't Sri, Bowie Jane, even Mama Fee, I would have been fine, I guess, Mama Fee. But the only reason I'm like super like I'm happy and not like really upset is that like he took Matt. If he would have won without taking Matt, I wouldn't have been happy at all.
Yeah.
Because I think he does like in certain ways deserve it. I think that Matt and Jag both equally deserved it, just looking at it from different points. Maybe Matt a little bit more so just because of everything he overcame. Like they had both really good social and physical games, but then he also overcame a lot.
hmm
So he also had the story factor. But I wasn't super upset that Jag won it because it's not like in some years where somebody just doesn't get it because there's a bitter jury and someone undeserving wins. But
hmm
I was just happy that he won and took Matt and he like stuck with his morals.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. I feel like Jag was definitely not the person that I wanted to win, like overall. Like if it would have gone my way, Corey would have been the winner, America would have been the winner. I just love them so much. I feel like seeing super fans go on the show just makes my heart happy.
Mhm.
It's like Corey did that 6 hour deep dive that I have yet to like see all of. And he just talks about strategy the whole time and like how he's watched just about every season except for maybe two. And it's like, I don't know. It's just, I feel like I can see a lot of myself in those players. And so it's like, I want them
Mhm.
to win. And
Yeah.
that's besides the point. I feel like I like Jag as a person a lot.
Mhm.
I don't necessarily think he was my favorite game player. Just because like I feel like especially in the beginning, he was just kind of like going where the wind blew him. And like I don't know, a lot of people on Twitter talked about that. Like a lot of people would poke fun at his game and be like, "What is his game? Nobody can really tell." And
Mhm.
like people that would watch the live feeds and they would like I can't think of like examples right now, but like it would just be so funny because they would be like, "I don't even know what he's doing right now." But I don't know. Like, I feel like Matt has overcome a lot in the house and had to deal with a
Mhm.
lot more. But at the same time, I've heard that, like on the live feeds, he said like very misogynistic things as well.
Oh.
Yeah. So, and I don't think Jag has done that as much. So that's another reason. Also, um, Jag's speech was so good.
Yeah, I feel like Matt kind of that's where it all went down for him. I think
Yeah.
he really
hmm
had like a trump card on like I saved Jack, I had a really good social game,
Yep.
only won when I needed to, and he just wasn't able to articulate it well enough. Also, I think I agree with you. I would have loved to see Corey win. I think he just his only like fault I think was not winning when he needed to. Like if he would have
Yeah.
won
He
the
wasn't
Weeda,
good at comps.
but I do think I would love to see him win. I'd love to see him come back again.
Yeah. I
I would
don't
love that.
I feel like he has said a lot since leaving the house about how like some of the comps might have been aimed more towards the athletes of the house in certain
Mhm.
areas, like just pointed out like both double evictions had like the same setup for veto competition and Matt won both of them. And so
Mhm.
it's like, I don't guess like production was necessarily rigging it for them, but in a lot of people's eyes, like that's what people think. And Corey has like called that out specifically. And so a
Mhm.
lot of people are like, Corey's not going to go back in the house because he's like making all these comments about production,
Yeah.
I think is interesting.
Another thing I listened to was the Winter Circle with Derek and Cody. And they had Xavier on for a little bit. Also, the episode I'm talking about, it was like 2.5 hours long. So I did not watch the whole thing. I watched them kind of talk a little bit about just the eviction episode, or not the eviction, the finale episode itself. And then at the very end, they had Dan come on and they like interviewed him for a little bit. And they were talking about how they like really enjoyed like Jag's game and they felt like they really liked his speech because he wasn't really worried about hurting people's feelings. He was just calling it like it was.
Mm-hmm.
And they were like, we wish that the game could just like be like that or whatever, like still be like how it was
Yeah.
even when Dan played.
Mm-hmm.
But I just don't like I would love to see that too, but I don't know if it could ever go back to that because everybody was just so mean to each other all the time and it's great reality TV.
Yeah.
But it's
I was
like
thinking about that also, like all season. I feel like almost all of them, if not all of the votes were like unanimous. There might have been a
no one
couple that
wants to
weren't.
like yeah, not many people want to go out and like go against the
Step
grain
on
or
anybody's toes. Yeah.
yeah, even in nomination speech they'll be like, I really do love you as a person or whatever, but like
Yeah.
in older brother they'd be like, I don't like you
Mm-hmm.
and I want you to leave. You're my target. Like they weren't hiding it.
Right.
But I don't know if Big Brother will go back to that. But
I don't know.
also, I did see that Dan is not going to be on the holiday special, but
Oh.
he's going to be on the Trader season 2 with Janelle.
Wow. I might have to get
And
into the traders. I didn't
yeah,
see it. Okay, so do you want to get into our WTFs?
yes, you can go first if you want.
Okay. So my first one is something that our friend group really gets into anytime it's offered, and that's karaoke.
Yes.
A weekly top five for me, for sure. Um, I just love karaoke and I've been thinking about it a lot. Like for my birthday, the whole thing of like going to Moray was because I was like, if it's empty, we can do karaoke. Like
hmm
if
Yeah,
nobody is at the like upstairs, they will let us do karaoke all night long. And I freaking
mhm.
love that idea.
And your whole last year like birthday theme was Leslie Oki.
Leslie Oki. Yeah, I love karaoke. And like me and Joy, whenever karaoke's offered, we're up and going. Me and you, whenever karaoke's offered, we're at it. Sign us
Yep.
up. Like
We're
it's
always
just such a
ready.
fun time. Yes, and I love it. I love singing in the car. I'm not even like the best singer. I feel like especially in the last few years. I used to think I was a good singer. These past few years, I think I've just like not taken care of my voice at all or really cared to do anything with it. And so I'm like
Mhm.
very mediocre, but I love karaoke. Like I just love feeling like a performer, I guess.
Yeah, it's a
It's
nice
so fun.
feeling to get
Yeah.
up and sing, like, your favorite songs and, like,
Yeah, and it's
feel
like
like
you're
you're putting on
just
a
there for
show.
the energy. You're there for the vibes. You're not trying to like
Yes.
sound good.
Okay, my first one is Cherry Mike and Ike's.
Those are good.
Yes, I already just love Mike and Ike's,
Hmm.
but Cherry Mike and Ike's, it's just a whole box of the cherry ones, and,
They
oh,
do
it's
that.
so good. Yeah, and they're so good.
I used to get like the green box, like the regular original, whatever, and pick
Mhm.
out the strawberry and the cherry and only eat those. And
Yeah.
like sometimes I would eat the orange, but like the green and the yellow, no,
I
those were
like
staying in the box.
I like the red, then the pink, then the green, then the orange, then the yellow.
Mm.
And most of the time when I get a green box, I'll eat them in the order of, like, least to favorite, so I can
Ugh.
save my faves.
I just completely waste the yellow and the green ones. I hate them. I cannot eat those. I want the orange, the pink, and the red.
Interesting.
Yeah. So my second one is an iPhone game. No one is surprised.
Mm-mm.
Hole.io, which I all the time refer to as Holio just because it's fun. So fun to say Holio. Yeah, love that game. It's so nice. We used to like literally all of us would play it in high school. I remember
Oh,
you're the one
yeah.
who showed it to me when we were in high school. And
Yes.
I've just gotten so good at it over the years, man.
Do you remember like whenever you could play with people around you?
Yes, they took that feature away.
I remember being in Spanish class and connecting with like
Hmm.
5 people around me, and we just be playing
Yeah,
Holio.
and that was so fun. I don't know why they took that feature away.
I know. It was a nice little thing to do.
Hmm.
Okay, my second one is the song Logical from
Hmm.
Guts.
That's a good one.
Um, I've just been loving it.
Hmm.
I don't really have much to say about it. It's just so good.
Do you think Logical has overtaken making the bed for you?
This past week, yeah.
I
But
gotcha.
making the bed logical and I think I said Lacey like was my top three.
Hmm.
Um, and so right now logical is just like at the top of that.
Yeah, that makes
It's
sense.
just so nice.
It is good. Yeah. My next one is morning pages. Okay, this one's gonna take some explaining, and I might have already told you about it, but for general
Okay.
purposes, I'll just say
Yeah.
it again. So morning pages is like, so my therapist told me about it. Like as soon as you wake up in the morning, you just like write 3 pages. It's like a stream of consciousness. You just write down whatever comes to your head. And it's kind of like trauma dumping on paper. But the reason you do it as soon as you wake up is because like you're still kind of like in a dream-like state. You're kind of like barely conscious. And so it's like your most authentic self. And so like my therapist explained it as like we go throughout our day and we like think before we speak as we should. And so we censor a lot of what our thoughts are. But like when you're first awake, you're not necessarily thinking about what should I say and what should I not say. You're not like trying to censor yourself or like water yourself down to be more
Mhm.
tolerable because it's just your notebook. And, if things go right, nobody's going to look through it. It's just for you. And
Yeah.
so you just write down literally everything. And it just feels so refreshing to start your day like that because then I feel like all those thoughts are not just like rattling around in your head all day. You just get it all written down. And like,
Yeah.
and also, I have never been able to write 3 full pages because it takes me so long to write for some reason. Like, I'll wake up 15 minutes early and have only written a page and a half.
Mhm.
I don't know what that's about. Literally, I'm continuously writing, but I just write slow, I guess.
Yeah, I feel like I write slow too. I haven't done like morning pages, but I've been trying to like do a devotion or like write my prayers down at just some point in the day or like
Hmm.
read scripture. And I've been so bad like in the past about saying like, oh well I can't start until like it's the start of a new week or the start of a new month or after this season. But then I was just like, no, I need to just start.
Hmm.
And then if I don't do it in the morning, I'll be like, it's okay because sometimes if I miss my set time to do it, I'd be like, oh well I just can't do it all.
Yeah.
Okay, this one's kind of strange, but it's Jekyll and Hyde.
Hmm.
Our school just did that musical, and it was so good. I just
Yay.
loved the whole thing. I feel like Carrie, the music and like theater department, everybody did such a good job. But now I'm just like obsessed with the music. It's so good.
That happens after a
Um,
musical.
yeah. Um, but I just wish I had a recording of like the people that did it, Carrie, because they just did so good.
Hmm.
But also, I didn't know much about Jekyll and Hyde till I went to see it. And it
I
was
know
just
nothing about it.
it's about Dr. Jekyll
Hmm.
that like doesn't like I'm probably gonna butcher this. I'm terrible at explaining things. But he knows that there's like good and evil in everybody, and he's wanting to just like take the evil out of people. And he goes to a hospital and he's like, I need somebody to experiment on. And they're like, absolutely not. Like, we can't just give you somebody to like do experiments on, try to
Yeah.
pull their evil out of them. And if you do get it out of them, where's the evil and good going to go? So he does it on himself, and so he like turns into Hyde
Oh,
and
so
kills
is Hyde
people.
the bad one?
Hyde's his
Uh,
bad side. It's wild, and but the music is so good.
that's all that
Yeah.
matters. My fourth one is my letters to Santa candle. It's lit up behind me.
Okay.
It's that one right there.
Oh. Okay.
It just smells super good. I got it one time at a hardware store because my dad had asked me to go pick up something and I was like, okay. So I went and picked it up, but then I was like, I deserve a reward for doing this. And I
A
bought it.
little
I think that
treat.
was last year. And it just smells so good. I love having it out for the holidays. I can't even tell you
Nice.
like the notes of it. I don't know. It's like some obscure candle company, I think. But it's good. It smells good.
Okay, my fourth one is TikToks that are like day in the lives or like kind of like vlog type things, but it's not a video, it's just pictures and you like slide through them.
Oh yeah.
And it like they'll put the times on there and then they'll like
Oh
doodle
yeah.
around it and
Hmm.
like make little captions. I just love those.
Yeah, those are cute.
They're
They
so
make me want to do
soothing.
better.
They do, and it makes me want to make those. I'm like,
Yeah.
my day is so chaotic. Like if I tried to do this today,
Yeah.
oh,
Yeah. They're like, I woke up at 4:30 this morning to go on a run. I ran 26.2 miles this
I
morning.
know.
And I got
Only
ready to go to
ate a
class.
banana and had a protein shake, and that was it. I'm like, cool.
I ran a marathon this morning right before I went to my Nobel Peace Prize speech, my
Yeah.
acceptance speech for my Nobel Peace Prize.
And I'm in law school and medical school, but I still
Yep.
have time for all these things. And I'm
Yeah.
like, oh my gosh. I went to the gym for 30 minutes and then ate every carb in the cafeteria and had Coke with it. I'm doing one major and drowning.
I went to the gym, decided to have a cardio day. So I got on the
Ooh.
Stairmaster. 2 minutes
Mhm.
in, I said, it is not a cardio day. We are going upper body.
Nice.
That's what my gym consists of. So my fifth one is going to be The Sims 4. I've always had a love
Mhm.
relationship with The Sims 4, but it like
Mm.
comes and goes in waves. I don't know, like there was a long time I didn't know if I could play it because my computer doesn't have enough space on it. So we had to get like an external hard drive and put the game on there. And it was like a whole process. So it was like a year that I didn't play The Sims at all. And now I'm back in my Sims era again.
Love. Okay. My last one is just self-care stuff, like face masks, different
Mhm.
serums, moisturizers. I've just been loving that
Yeah.
stuff lately.
People, I'm being so serious when I say this. People underestimate self care so much. And it
Mhm.
actually, like, kind of, it makes me upset to an extent because it's like you are like taking away so much from your own life that you don't even know you're missing, you know?
Yeah.
It's like it's just nice to have time for yourself. You decompress. Like self-care is like, face mask, moisturizers, taking a bath, taking care of yourself.
Oh, yeah.
It's also going to therapy, making sure you're mentally in the right headspace, journaling, doing morning pages. Like all of these
Yeah.
things are self-care. And people just put self-care under an umbrella and say, that's girly. I don't want to do that. And then it's like
Mhm.
you're suffering and you're not allowing yourself to grow at all.
Yeah.
Sorry, that's like that
There's
made me unreasonably angry just now.
yeah, you're
Like,
fine.
but it's like it makes me so mad when people are like, "No, I'm too strong to do self-care." Like, shut up,
Or just
bro.
saying that, like, they don't have the time for self-care, because I feel like that was my excuse for
Yes.
the longest time, and it wasn't that I didn't have time, it was that I was putting time and energy into things that, like, weren't necessary and, like, not using that time for things that were.
Yeah.
Like, I just recently have decided that I do not need to be involved in every single thing
Mhm.
and, like, run myself ragged, and I'm like, "Oh, I actually have time to, like, do, like, devotions and journal and, like, pray and read my Bible, go to the gym, make sure I eat, and I'm not just having, like, coffee and, like, junk food."
Mhm.
But, like, I feel like I was really just neglecting that, and I
Yeah.
was putting that time into something else, and, like, I would say, "Oh, I don't have time." Well,
Mhm.
I did.
Yeah.
I just wasn't using it wisely.
Mhm. Yeah, I was recently told like I okay. I think I told you about this situation, but somebody was like complaining to me about their problems and I said, "Well, you just need to like prioritize time with yourself." And you know, I said you need to, indulge in some self-care. That would probably go a long way. Just
Mhm.
be in your head for a while, be with yourself for a little while. And that was what they said. They said I don't have time for that. And it just kind of made me feel like I don't know, it made it seem like they thought it was a stupid idea, like they're above doing that. And I was just
Yeah.
like, you don't know how much you would benefit from that if you would just spend some time with yourself and like
Mhm.
you just need to be in your brain for a while and take inventory of it, kick out what doesn't belong there anymore and move on.
Yeah, and even, like, self-care could be taking just 5 minutes, like, not being on your phone or,
Mhm.
like, anything, not even have music playing and just being, like, able to sit with your thoughts.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. I've noticed myself lately getting, like, so overstimulated, and I can tell when when I get to that point because I'm like, I can't stay focused on anything, like
Mhm.
schoolwork, YouTube video, podcast, music, and none of it is, like, satisfying. I don't know if that makes sense. It's like I'll
Yeah.
turn something on, I'm like, "I hate this," even though
Yeah.
I don't,
Mhm.
and I have to give myself time to just be,
Yeah.
and that has helped a lot.
Yeah. That conversation got so deep really quick, but I think it's
It
needed.
did.
People need to hear
Yes.
that.
Yeah, they do.
Okay, so do you want to get into the meat of it?
Oh, yeah.
Okay,
Okay,
you can go ahead.
guys, we asked y'all to, like, give us your opinions on if guys and girls can just strictly be friends, even best friends, like, just platonically.
Yeah,
We
just
got
strictly
a lot
platonic.
of different not relationships. We got a lot of different responses.
Yeah. Also, I feel like we should have been clear with this, but like just like two completely heterosexual people, a boy and a girl.
I guess just getting into it. I was talking to one of my friends that I think she voted on the poll on the podcast Instagram, but we had like a deeper conversation about it. And we both have like guy friends that are in like classes or music ensembles that like they're friends, but they're not like close friends and they're definitely not best friends. And so it's like we don't really see anything like happening. But when you get to have a friend, whether it's a best friend or not, just like a close friend that you like talk to frequently or see frequently, that's when things can get like, I don't know, you could like develop feelings.
Yeah. Yeah, that makes sense. I feel like it is a very complicated topic, but we got a lot of
Yes.
interesting replies and we can
Yes.
just go ahead and break them down. Like, I definitely do feel like guys and girls can be friends without there being any feelings involved, but I do think whenever someone is in close contact with somebody for an extended period of time, feelings can arise. But
Mm-hmm.
I definitely do think that boys and girls can be just friends because, like, I feel like I have guy friends that are just friends and I wouldn't be interested in being anything more with them.
Yeah. I I think that like you can be just friends, like not super close friends, but once it gets into being like close friends, best friends, one or the other is going to be interested.
Yeah. I think it definitely can happen. I just don't know that it happens all the time, or at least I don't think it does because there are even
Mhm.
people that I talk to every day that I just like we're just friends.
Yeah.
And so I
I
don't
guess
know, but that's just
it's
me.
different for like the person.
Yeah. But
Do you want to give your first response?
yes.
Okay.
So this is my first response. This is going to be from a boy. So the question in itself was, can guys and girls be friends strictly platonically? Why or why not?
Hmm.
Okay. He said it depends. Eventually, if two people are friends for long enough, some sort of bond or connection or attraction will be built. And then he said, like, for example, if we saw each other every day for an entire year, I would probably have some sort of attraction to you because I know so much and because I know so much about you and you know so much about me. I said, yeah, that makes sense. I think that's where a lot of people like stand on it.
Yeah. That's kind of how I feel about it.
Yeah. I think that it's a lot easier to happen in that sort of scenario.
Yeah. When it's somebody that you're seeing every day
Hmm.
and it's like they're a best friend, they're not just somebody like that's, I guess acquaintance is a better word than friend for somebody that you're not super close with, but like somebody that you see every day and you do a lot of things with. And I mean, I was about to say if you're not in a relationship, but even if one of them is in a relationship, something could happen.
Hmm.
Um, you just never know.
Yeah. So, do you want to give your first one?
Yeah. So this first response is from a girl,
Mm-hmm.
and same question, but she said that they can absolutely just be friends. It doesn't have to just be romantic and or sexual. If your BF or GF gets jealous of your friends, then that's on them.
Interesting.
Um, I kind of agree with that, but it just depends on the person completely. Like all this whole thing just depends on
Yeah,
the
it's
person.
all like circumstantial.
Yeah, because like if someone's jealous, yeah, I guess in certain stances, like certain situations, it is on them. But like if they were cheated on or like they come from a divorced family or whatever, like there could be so many reasons that they
Mhm.
could have fears that
Yeah.
it's not just like them being a jealous person. Like
Yeah,
they could
but
have
then like
reason.
it definitely comes down to like communication in your relationship because like
And do you actually trust that person and all
yeah,
those types of things?
yeah, it I feel like that topic can get really messy because it's like I don't know, like it always goes back to I want to talk about like in my life. Like I have friends who are guys, and if I end up in a relationship with somebody and like they've been cheated on in the past or like they have, I mean they have baggage, like we'll work through that together, but I don't want to be told that I can't talk to my friends cuz I know
Yeah,
that I'm not taking it in any sort of
I
area
agree.
that like yeah, is flirtatious or like any sort of way other than being friends.
Yeah, and especially like if you're in a relationship and someone does have that type of past and that could come up and like them get jealous in those ways, it needs to be addressed
Yeah.
early on.
Yeah.
And like that communication needs to happen pretty
Yeah.
quickly.
Yeah, and it's like we can have this communication, and if I'm specifically doing something that's bothering you that you don't like, we can definitely talk about it, and I don't want to make my significant other feel uncomfortable in any form or fashion. But it's like if I know that I'm not in the wrong, I don't know, that might be bad to say, but it's like I shouldn't have to cut off my friends just because my partner thinks I'm cheating on them just because I'm friends
Yeah.
with somebody, simply because I'm friends with somebody.
Yeah. There needs to be like that security in that relationship if it's a serious and
Hmm.
like you trust each other.
Yeah, right. So, my next response, this one's going to be from a girl. She said, yes, let's take, for example, me and my best friend. I see him as a brother in a way. I've never seen him in a way other than platonically, and same for him. We don't view each other in a romantic way and never have. It's definitely more of a brother sister relationship, but we are best friends. I
Okay.
said, okay, yeah. Like, I think that, especially like some people that you might even be best friends with, like, sometimes there's just people that you know that you wouldn't be good in a relationship with and that wouldn't lead anywhere and it would just be a waste of time for the both of you and like you're just not compatible on any levels, which that actually like has nothing to do with what she said, but like just like I don't know, I feel like there's a lot of people that you just know in game this is never going to work out, like we have two different visions for our future, or you're wanting to end up in a completely different area that I want to end up in. You want to have
Mhm.
kids, I don't. Like, just situations like that. Like, this is never going to work out in the long run. Let's just be
Yeah.
friends.
Yeah. And that's super sad. Like there's certain times where it's like you might have that attraction or might like envision it a certain way, but then when you actually get to know them and like figure those things out, it's like on paper this is not going to work.
Mm-hmm.
But then there also could be those people where it's like you do have the attraction, you have a lot in common, but there's just something there that it's like this is not meant to be.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That also happens. And like that's a super sad one because it's like you could see it working, but it's just like something's off.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. I think I've definitely been in that situation before. And it's like me having to be the one breaking up with somebody because I know this is not going to work out in the end. And
Yeah.
it's like,
And it's a
I feel
hard
like,
thing because it's like you don't really have much of a reason as to why it's not going to work other than that gut feeling.
yeah. And also just knowing that this person wants something completely different out of life than I do. And like for me, like dating has always been for this is what's going to happen in the future. Like I don't necessarily think I've ever dated somebody just to be like, okay, this is fun for the moment, because I know I'm a
Mhm.
very emotional person and I get attached to people very easily. And I'm not gonna just date somebody just to be like, yeah, I think we'll break up in a few months and like that's fine with me, because it wouldn't ever be fine with me. Like my heart is gonna be
No.
broken regardless. So I don't know, just being in that situation where your futures don't line up and this whole time you've been dating and planning to marry this person eventually, like I don't know, I think I was beating myself up for a long time about like why am I upset, because I was the one that did the breaking up, but it's like I'm just as heartbroken because I'm the one who realized this isn't going to work out in the long run.
Yeah. And going back to what you were saying about like you don't date just to be like, oh, this will be fun for a while. I feel like I'm the same way. And I feel like that's why I haven't had something in a long time that's like
Mm-hmm.
serious because it's like, oh, well, if I am with this person, I know it's not going to work out,
Mm-hmm.
but we could try it for fun. And like I've had situations where I do that and then I'll be like, this, I feel awful.
Yeah.
And I have to do it, like cut it off. And then it's like I feel even worse cutting it off
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
than if I would have just like stopped it from the beginning and when I knew.
Yeah. I think we're kind of in the same arena in that. Like, I just, I don't even know if I'd call it high standards. I think it's literally just the bare minimum at this point. Like,
Oh, yeah.
I just know how I deserve to be treated. And a lot of people, I guess, at this point in my life, don't want to do that. Like, they want something quick and satisfying and easy, and they don't want to have to commit, and they don't want to have to, like, even in the circumstances where a boy wants to be in a relationship, it's more like he wants to have a girlfriend, but he doesn't want to be a boyfriend. And
Mhm.
so, and then that's like the extreme of it. Like most guys, I feel like don't even want a relationship. And like that's
Yeah.
their prerogative, that's
They
fine.
just
But it's
want the
like,
benefits.
yeah, just the benefits. And it's like, I'm not here for that.
Yeah, we're not doing that.
Yeah. Do you have another response?
Yes, so this one's from a girl and she's married. Um, she said depends on the dynamic, but honestly, if they spend a lot of time together, one of them will eventually catch feelings, especially a lot of time alone. If they are already in a relationship, someone's going to fall for the other. That's how her and her husband started dating.
T. Yeah.
I guess that happens. Like if
Yeah.
you spend a lot of alone time with that person, I mean, I don't think that's necessarily like a bad thing on any of them because like they got married. Obviously it was supposed to happen. Um, but like it just I don't know, whenever you spend a lot of time alone
Yeah.
with somebody like that, I mean it could happen. Like that's a possibility.
Yeah. Okay. I'll do another one from a boy. Okay. He said, I say yes because I have a few friends that are girls and I never want it to be anything more than that. And then he went on to say, like, this is entirely based on somebody's experiences. It's completely objective. And I was like, yeah. um, and that like he has a girlfriend. And so yeah, like
Okay.
I guess in like their relationship, like he has a lot of friends who are girls. And I think him and his girlfriend are just, they have a steady relationship at this point.
This one from a girl. They said, "No, I would love to say yes, but it just isn't true. At some point along the line, one or the other will develop feelings and that goes beyond friendship." So,
Okay.
and just basically she said like with her experience, that's just always what's happened. Either her or the guy developed feelings and then weren't able to continue being friends.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I think when you're friends with somebody for a long time and you spend a lot of time with them and you get to know them like on a daily basis, see them every day, in that sort
Mhm.
of scenario, I think it's very easy for that door to open. But
Mhm.
I don't know. I think it also just comes down to like we said earlier, like, even if you have an attraction to somebody, that doesn't mean that you have to act on it
Mhm.
in any sort of way.
Yeah.
Like, I think
Okay.
that goes back to also, like, there have been guys in the past that, like, I've thought were cute and we had, like, chemistry, I guess. Like, I thought they were interesting. I wanted to get to know them better, but they weren't going to treat me how I wanted to be treated. And so we're just friends.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know. I think, like, attraction is a very subjective thing, also. Like, you can be attracted to 10 million people, but it's down to what are you going to do about it?
Yeah.
So I don't know.
This is what my guy response. He said, "No, there's no such thing as like guys and girls just being friends." Um, and if a guy says that, that means they're just planning something or they actually want something or they're lying.
Wow. Okay.
So,
Huh.
that was an interesting one.
Yeah. But I mean, I think that's also very, like, interesting because, like, I remember when me and you first opened up this conversation, we
Mhm.
disagreed about it. And
Yeah.
it's like, I guess it's literally like it's not even just a gender thing. Like, it's from person to person. Everybody has different ways that they operate, and everyone
Yeah.
is,
And it's all based on your experiences and
yeah.
yeah.
And so, like, I think it's definitely an interesting topic to discuss, but it's such a blanket question. It's like
Yeah.
there can't be just one answer.
Mhm. Yeah.
But I do think that's an interesting take. And I think that asking this has told us a lot about the people that we know.
Yeah, when I got that from him, I was like, "Ooh."
Okay, this is one of the guys I actually talk to every single day. He said, I say yes, but perhaps it depends on the context. I'm going to skim over the rest of it. He said, I just don't think most guys start a friendship with the intention of it being just platonic. And if they did, it's still possible to catch feelings after it being platonic for a long time, which I feel is fair. You want your partner to be your best friend. There's also friendships you don't choose, they just happen, and those can easily stay platonic.
I think that's a really good response.
Yeah, he's a very thoughtful person.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's a really good response as well.
Yeah. I
I
like
think
that
that
one.
covers all the bases, really. Like, I
Yeah,
have
that's just
nothing
a
to
really
add.
yeah, that's a great response.
Yeah,
Okay.
I think I agree with his most out of everybody's.
Yeah. He really just, like, hit the nail on all the heads.
He hit
I
every
don't think that
nail on every.
yeah, the nail on all the heads. That didn't make any sense.
If there's a nail that exists, he hit it on the head.
Mhm. Yep. Okay, this one's from a girl. It says, "Yes, under strict circumstances and with boundaries." So that's basically what we've been saying about a lot of these.
Yeah.
So that I mean, that's good. It's
I'm just
true.
over here. This is kind of crazy of me, but I've been flinging my microphone the whole time. I've
Just
been talking. I'm just like twisting it, and
I've been going like this and
yeah, I got the thing here, and I've been twisting it on my leg like this.
mm. Also, this is so random, but I feel like I don't talk to any guy every day.
Really?
There's like yeah, I feel like I don't have many close guy friends in
Yeah.
this current season.
I don't know that I would say that any of my guy friends are like close. They're just
Mhm.
friends, and sometimes I talk to them every day.
Yeah. I mean, I have guys that I talk to at school, like in classes most days, but not like over text or anything.
This is a girl. She said, yes, I have guy friends that have never flirted with me and vice versa. 3 of them have girlfriends now, and we all still talk and hang out. I
That's
think that's
good.
fair. Like, if you have a boyfriend and it's like a big group of friends and you all hang out, I think
Mhm.
that's fair.
I think that shows maturity for all of them too.
Yeah.
Good communication skills.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, this one I really liked. Like how she ended this, but she said yes, but there needs to be boundaries. And then she said, I don't talk to my guy friends like they're my girlfriends.
Hmm.
And I think that that is a really good point.
Yeah.
Like not going into certain details that you would with your girlfriends, or like not telling them like even like anything about certain topics
Yeah.
unless I mean, I guess you could, but I mean, the closer you get in like certain areas, like maybe that's when you could start getting emotionally attached and like having feelings.
Mhm.
So I think that is a like a specific boundary that's really good.
Yeah. That makes sense. And I've
Mhm.
always thought like when it comes to relationships, I feel like a good boundary to have, which it's also objective, but I feel like if you have like good enough communication in your relationship, then I think it would work. But like if you're doing something that you wouldn't want your partner to find out about, I think that's cheating. I don't
Oh
think
yeah.
there's any like kissing is cheating. No, if you flirt with somebody, you're cheating because like how can you tell if somebody's being flirty or if they're just being friendly? Half the time, I cannot understand if somebody's flirting with me or just
Yeah.
um. So like, I think if you have a relationship where two people are mature enough to be like, okay, is what I'm doing something that I would be comfortable telling my partner about? Okay,
Mhm.
then that's fine. If I would be comfortable letting them know that I'm doing this, that I'm talking to this person about this topic or whatever, like then I think that you're okay. But if it's not, then I would go as far as to say that that's cheating because you don't need to be doing things that you wouldn't be comfortable telling your partner about
Yeah.
with
I
other
think
people.
that's good.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think this is the last one I'll share.
Okay.
Um, this girl said, "I think so, especially if you've grown up around them because you view them more as family."
Yeah. But also maybe
It's different.
yeah, different strokes for different folks, as Brooke and Connor say, DSDF.
Yep.
All right, is that where we end it?
Yeah, I
I
guess
mean, I guess
so.
we could just make a closing statement.
Yeah.
Like, I
Okay.
guess
No.
it just all is objective and it comes down to
Yeah. I
everybody.
definitely think it is objective, and it depends on the person and
Yeah.
your experiences and everything.
Yeah. So there's like no answer actually to the question.
No, it's just all up to you.
Yeah, it's all up to you. Thanks for listening to the whole episode for us to not have an answer at the end of it.
Or should just be like, "Yep," and it's just whatever you think.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter anything we just said.
Yeah.
Just yapping.
Whatever. Yeah, that's what we're here to do.
Mhm.
So thanks for listening, everybody. Subscribe to our YouTube, Adventures of Parky and Leslie. Listen to us on Spotify, Adventures of Parky and Leslie. Follow us on
Yes.
Instagram, Adventures of Parky and Leslie. Um,
Yes.
and come back next week.
Yeah. Y'all have a great week, and thanks for listening.
Oh, and happy Thanksgiving.
Oh, yes. Happy Thanksgiving.
All right, bye.
Bye.